Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed watching the exam solutions video, and I hope that you thought that it was really straightforward like I did. I just do want to go over a couple more things in this video, but I'll try and keep it as short as possible. We've got 11.3, it starts on page 829. You will be taking notes in the book. You should have taken notes on a separate piece of paper for the British guy. Alright. So starting with vocabulary startup, it says measures of variation are used to describe the distribution or spread of the data. They describe how the values of the data vary with a single number. So a quartile is one measure of variation. So you just learned about quartiles in the video from the British guy. Yes, I'm going to keep calling him the British guy. I have no idea if he's British. It says, look in a dictionary and find words that begin with quar, Q-U-A-R. Write two words in their definitions. I'm just going to go ahead and come up with one that we can all use. I think we can agree quarter is a good number to use. When we're thinking of the definition of quarter, you might think 25 cents, but really it's 1/4 of $1. A quarter in a football game is 1/4 of the total game. So 1/4 of something is a quarter. A quarter of a cup, 1/4 of a cup. Alright, so a quarter of something is what I want you to write here. And if you'd like to look up some other words and their definitions that start with Q-U-A-R, you can. Based on the definitions there, fill in the blank below. Quartiles are values that divide a set of data into blank equal parts. And hopefully you know that it's 4 equal parts. Quarter is 1/4 of something. Quartile is going to be 4 as well, 4 equal parts. Alright, so James asks his classmates how many hours of TV they watch in a typical day. Divide the data into 4 equal parts and draw a circle around each part. So if the first thing we need to do is figure out how many classmates were surveyed. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Alright, so we've got 16 all together. Oops, sorry, I meant to erase that. 16 altogether. And so we're going to divide that data into 4 equal parts. So there's going to be a group of 4 in each part. So how many data values are in each group? It'll be 4. And when we separate it, we'll have 4 here, 4 here, 4 in this group, and last but not least 4 in this group. And so notice that the values in each group aren't necessarily all the same. In the first group my values are 0, 0, 0, 1. In the second group my values are 1, 1, 1, 2. In my third group it's 2, 2, 2, 3. In my next group it's 4, 5, 5, 5. So just wanted to make that clear that they don't have to be the same numbers. Quartiles. So here's some vocabulary. Quartiles are values that divide the data set into 4 equal parts. So we just talked about that. The first and third quartiles. The first and third quartiles are the medians of the data values less than the median and greater than the median. Okay. Here's our situation. We've got the median here that's in the middle of all our data, right? From this point to this, the median for this one is called our first quartile. And then on the other side, from our median to the highest point, the median of that is called our third quartile. So go ahead and draw that picture. And again, this is just kind of going over vocabulary. The interquartile range is the distance between the first and third quartiles of the data set. Okay, so now we're talking about the distance between the first and third quartile. So really to find that we would just take quartile 3 minus quartile 1, and that would tell us the quartile range. That's very simple. The range, so the actual range, I'm just going to move this out of the way so I have more room to write. The normal range is the difference between the greatest and least values of the data. So you take the biggest number minus the smallest number and you get range. And of course you've already put the numbers in numerical order from least to greatest, so you take one minus the other, and they're already right there for you. All right, and you can read over this if you'd like to. I'm just going to bypass it since you already learned about how to find. I like this little note here. It says the interquartile range. If the interquartile range is low, the middle data are grouped closely together. So think of it again. We've got we've got our median here, which I'll do abbreviation, and then over here we have our quartile 1. And over here we have our quartile 3, and the difference from here to here is the IQR, the interquartile range. Now if that's a low number, if this is a small number, it means that there's not a big spread between these two numbers, between quartile 1 and quartile 3. So it's a low number, which is fine if it's a low number, it just means that they're grouped closely together. What we want to find, the measures of variation, we're going to be looking for the range, we're going to be looking for the median, we're going to be looking for quartile 1, quartile 3, and the IQR, okay, the interquartile range. So these are the things I want you to find right now. Remember, range is just the biggest minus the smallest. Median, when you put them in order from least to greatest, will be in the center of your data, and you just learned from the British guy how to do that, so I'd like for you to go ahead and do this now. Pause the video. I'm going to show you the answers in a moment. Alright, first I want to show you my range. The answer was 15. For median, I went ahead and did my n plus 1 divided by 2. There's 10 digits. Divided by 1 will be add 1, then divide by 2 is going to be 5.5. So the position I'm looking for is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a little half to get you right there. And so when I did that, I needed to do the two numbers in the middle, or to find the middle of the two, I went ahead and did 60 plus 61 divided by 2. It's 121 divided by 2, which is 60.5. Maybe you would have just known that the halfway mark between 60 and 61 would be 60.5. I don't know. All right, now I'm going to go over the quartiles, so I'll come back to that. All right, for our quartile 1, I did my n plus 1 divided by 2. My median right here is in the center of these two, so the positions I have are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I add 1 to that, divide by 2, and I get third position. So my first quartile is 58. And then I do my quartile 3, which again is still the third position, this time from the end. So I count backwards from the end, and I get my 64 as my third quartile. Now to figure out my quartile range, I'm just going to take, for my IQR, I'm just going to subtract my two quartiles, and I get 6 as my quartile range, which is a small number, which means that my spread is pretty close together. Number 3 is great. I just love looking at examples where they tell us what the quartiles are, but they don't actually tell us how to find them. Maybe I missed that somewhere. So if you'd like to try out number 3 on your own, you certainly can, just for extra practice, since it already has the answers for you. It wouldn't be a horrible idea just to get some extra practice. Go ahead and do this one, and we'll come back and I'll just show you the answers. Okay? Alright, if you're brave enough to try that out, you would see that the range was 58 for one, 47 for the other. The median was 50 and 47. The quartiles, 1 and 3, were 30 and 70, 32 and 66. And then quartile, the interquartile range was, just subtracting these two numbers. So we've got 40 and 34. And then, the medians are close, but the temperatures are more spread out when you're in the antelope area, okay, because we've got a low 20, low 30, low 40, high 50, and then low 70, high 70, whereas in Augusta, we've got, high 28, high 20, low 30s, low 40s, low 50s, mid 60s, and mid 70s. So, here in Antelope, we kind of skip over the 60s altogether. And we jump from low 40s to high 50s, so it's a big jump. All right, so I hope you enjoyed. I'm not going to go over these extra examples. You guys have had enough. But I hope you enjoyed the video with the other guy, whether he's British or not. I have no idea, but we're going to call him that. And I'll see you in school. Thanks, guys. Sorry it's so long.